Classical feng shui is very much science based. We work with numbers. It is not just black this or a certain shape this.
Okay.
We work with where is the energy entering from. We work with the Lupon compass.
Hello, Enrich community. This is your virtual bestie, Simran Adderley. Welcome back to Enrich Podcast, the show where we explore topics that inspire personal and professional growth. We have Meena with us today. Meena is a Feng Shui expert and also an energy healer. Welcome to the show, Meena.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Simran.
Of course. And a little backstory. This is actually our second time recording this show. And we live in a crazy world, but for some reason, one of the clips that we recorded back in October was deleted accidentally. We had everything else from that day, all the pictures, but it was deleted. So I'm super grateful for Meena's presence here today. I know Meena is super busy, so thank you for being here today, Meena.
Thank you again for having me, and it's a pleasure. Any chance I get to get the word out on the power of keeping the energy elevated and using the feng shui tools, I make myself present.
You're the best. Thank you, Meena. And a little bit about Meena, Meena's experience and background. Meena Jekpal Pare is a true master of her craft with a unique blend of ancient feng shui wisdom, energetic cleansing, and deep spiritual guidance. Meena works both in person and virtually with clients from all corners of the globe. Her mission is to guide individuals on a journey of self-discovery and transformation so they can experience a breathtaking balance of harmony, healing, and joy in their lives. Meena's journey into the world of feng shui began with a profound respect for the wisdom found within Eastern cultures. Her extensive studies, including advanced training in China, have deepened her understanding of the sacred art. She passionately believes that these ancient principles hold the key to grounding and healing in our modern, distraction-filled world. Meena knows that by harnessing the powers of classical feng shui, we can bring about positive changes in every aspect of our lives. Through Meena's guidance, relationships transform, families heal, children flourish, careers advance, and energy revitalizes. Homes become sanctuaries of harmony and joy, and offices attract abundant opportunities. Most importantly, Meena helps her clients strengthen their spiritual connections and clarify their life purposes. Wow, I am so excited once again. Welcome to the show. And if you have ever wondered how to create a space that not only looks great, but feels great as well, then you're definitely here for a treat. So, Meena, I would like to start off by asking you what really got you into feng shui. Let's talk a little bit about your background, your education, and why did you get into this field?
Well, let me start by saying I truly feel that part of this is my destiny. I was meant to evolve to this level, and right now my focus is 100% on elevating the energy in spaces. How I got here, I had a previous career for 20 years. I was a flight attendant, and I have children. And when my youngest one was born, my son, 28 years ago,
Wow.
I somehow stumbled across a coffee table book. I don't know where I got it from. Back then, we didn't have chapters or Google to turn to. I ended up with a coffee table book, and that is where my feng shui journey started. I started to practice it in my home, in my friends' home, my family's homes. And 8 years ago, I lost my father. And I truly feel that he is my spiritual guide. And he is the one that gave me the nudge and say, okay, Meena, enough talking about this. You need to professionally train and get the word out. So then I started to search about feng shui. All I knew is what was in that book and my Indian background, believing in astrology and numerology and all of that. I grew up in spirituality, but that was the extent of my awareness. So then I started to search to see where do I get trained? And I stumbled across a school in Ireland that really resonated with me.
Mm-hmm.
And I signed up and waited 8 months to go to San Diego and get my training in person. From there, I did my practicum in Virginia Beach. And just before the world shut down, October of 2019, I was one of the lucky few that had the opportunity to go to China and train, spend a month there, train in classical feng shui. So my training is not the Western feng shui, not something you can search online and preprint the Bagua map and so on. My training comes all the way from China, and I haven't looked back since.
I absolutely love that. And can I say, your energy is so beautiful. And even the way you talk about this field, and even when we first connected over a discovery meeting, you were passionately talking about this topic, and you can feel it when someone wholeheartedly loves this field. So thank you. Thank you for sharing your wisdom with us, and thank you for sharing your background. For people who are not familiar with this topic, could you maybe explain what feng shui is in simple terms?
In simple terms, I share this often with people. I first find out on my discovery calls what is their awareness of feng shui,
Okay.
and I take the calls from that. So, in simple terms, feng shui has been described as the art of placement, and to explain that to the next level, the focus is so that the energy flows in a space harmoniously.
Okay.
There's no obstacles, whether it's the shapes, whether it's the colors, what is outside the dwelling, whether it's a house or business, inside. And a trained feng shui master, when I go into a place, my eye will pick up instantly. And the goal is so that we can distribute the energy once we invite it in, distribute it so that it flows smoothly.
Wow, that's beautiful. And how does the energy of the space really affect our well-being and our mental health? Could you provide some examples how it can really affect our physical and mental health?
I like to say, or I catch myself saying often, that we only know what we know.
Yeah.
We focus on our endeavors. We focus on whether it's a relationship or wanting to start or manifest, or certain career. We will go to school for 4, 6, 8 years sometimes to further our education to then evolve into a certain career. Or some might have health issues and we seek different doctors or different medical system. We get deeper into that.
Mm-hmm.
What we don't know is a lot of us in the Western world are not aware of the energy in the space that is supporting our endeavors.
Wow.
And that is what I've taken on. When somebody gets a nudge and they connect with me,
Mm-hmm.
I then take it as my own duty to educate them on the space, so therefore they can evolve into the better version of their self, or evolve on the journey of their desires now that the space is supporting them.
Absolutely. And I can totally feel like sometimes when I walk into a room, or sometimes even in my own house, I can feel the energy isn't right. It isn't flowing well. Is it also the awareness piece, of course, that really connects with you with the energy of the house? And I know you mentioned about like flowing and like the energy has to flow through. So I personally sage a lot in the house, and I wish I did this religiously. I used to do it every single day, but now I'm going to implement this. But when I do it, I see an instant change, energy in my house with the intention when I do it. And I know you also mentioned about when we first connected about like starting from the right hand side, saging the house on the right hand side, opening the windows and doors. So I do remember that when I try to do it, but
I'm going to actually add to that. When you enter, it's go towards your left.
To your left. Okay.
You enter and you go towards your left.
Oh.
And that makes it clockwise.
Oh, that's
Everything
right.
in feng shui, it's, again, if you were to say it the other way, it would be counterclockwise, and we don't go against energy. We go with the flow of it. So enter and then go towards the left, and that would make it clockwise. And I also want to elaborate on when you said that you used to sage daily. There is no wrong or right. This
Okay.
is what I try to tell, and I was sharing that with a client today virtually as well, as to when I get asked the question, how often? There is no wrong or right.
Okay, good to know.
I say rule of thumb, smudge at least once a month.
Okay.
And it's really easy to remember. I get my clients to put it on their phone. It's so easy nowadays. We have smartphones. Yes. Put it on the phone once a month for the next 12 months, and you can't forget. And a minimum once a month during full moon to release and renew the energy. Okay. Any more than that, if you're not feeling 100%, you're feeling the energy is not supporting you, maybe somebody came over and you're just, feeling the energy's off, I leave it at that. But once you start doing it, you're more in tune with your space. You will know when it's not 100% empowering you. Smudge with intention. Lately, we call it smoke clearing because not everybody uses sage. Okay. Again, half is the tools, the other half is the intention.
That's so
Open
true.
doors and windows, renew the energy, and if you think that's what you've done, well, that's what you've done.
Yeah, love that. Thank you for clarifying that. And so let's say if I decide to implement Feng Shui principles, how will it really transform the living and working environment? I know you touched on it's the awareness piece. It really impacts everything, the root of it. But how will it really, really make a big impact when it comes to when I'm applying the principles?
Well, let's just use an example, as most of us nowadays have home offices. Especially since the world shut down, a lot more people are working from home. So let's say that you had a home office, where is your desk placed? Okay. Is it obstructing energy, also known as chi energy? Do you have a wall supporting you? We call that the command position. That good old saying of, I got your back. Okay, so solid wall behind you. Is your desk lined up with the door? Is the shape of it? Is there any fragile things around it? Those are the things that we would look for using an example of a home office. If it's a bedroom, well, is there balance on both sides for relationship? 2 night tables. Is the door aligned with your feet where your sleeping energy is empowering you, but then it's escaping? Is there a toilet that's aligned with your head? So again, all boils down to placement. If you have everything supporting you in your home office, well, then your productivity levels will go up. If you're sleeping peacefully, you're waking up refreshed and ready to take on the day. Again, same thing in the kitchen, same thing in the living space. This is what we look for in Feng Shui. The goal is to support you 100% with what you have to work.
Yeah, I love that. And do directions really matter too? Like when it comes to northeast, southwest, I've kind of high level read about this. I'm not the expert. So if you can touch on that a little bit too. I know wealth comes from the other direction, or when it comes to kitchen, that's one of the most powerful place in your house. I've read about this. I would actually love to delve a little bit into this if you.
So you said the key word. We'll delve into it a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason I say that is I respect all different modalities.
Okay.
I am trained in classical Feng Shui. I am not, by choice, trained in Vastu or the Western Feng Shui concept.
Okay.
That is where it's direction based. I chose to train in classical Feng Shui, and you'll catch me in a lot of my public speaking or in videos that I've created saying in classical Feng Shui, there is a remedy for almost everything. If it was one of the other modalities, if the house is not facing east or northeast, I would have come in and said, well, that's wrong. The toilet's here, the door's here, the kitchen's in the wrong place. And what would happen? I would leave sharing my findings and create fear.
That's so true.
I am not into any of that. I am goal-oriented in classical Feng Shui. If the kitchen is here, this is the degrees. We work with a compass, not just directions.
Okay.
And your house, is it supporting for health and health of the relationship of people? Or is it supportive naturally for productivity, bringing in the prosperity and retaining it? Which one is it supportive for? I share that. Which one needs help? These are the tools. That's what classical Feng Shui is. That's the difference. We're not only focused on the directions.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you for clarifying that. I definitely wanted to look into that a little bit. So I do want to talk about decluttering a little bit. I know it's one of the principles of Feng Shui. I personally find that when I have like clutter around me and I organize, like for instance in my office, I'm spending a lot of time there and I have like too many things on my desk. I know it's impacting my mental health, or I'm not able to think clearly. So if you could maybe talk, how does decluttering really impact your physical environment, also your mental clarity?
To keep it simple, let's just use the equation that this room here has, right now it's filled 100% with energy. Every space has 100% of energy in it.
Yes.
How much of it is heavy? How much of it is chaos? And how much of it is organized? So if you had a space, let's use an example for your office.
Mm-hmm.
If you're walking in and you're stepping over things or you're moving things around to find a space to work at your desk, or you open the drawer and you can't find that one object, it is distracting and disturbing the flow of if it was the other way around. So we always say, one, be mindful and get educated on the powers of decluttering. And secondly, once you're aware that that's what you need to do, then start small. This is where we lose people.
Okay.
They will have the awareness, they'll read or hear about it somehow, or energy will give them a nudge, and then they get overwhelmed. They will start with a whole room full or a closet full. We always say start one drawer at a time.
Okay.
You almost always will feel the difference.
Yeah.
You will feel the difference. That alone will motivate you to do something in another area. One drawer, one closet, one corner of your office, maybe the filing cabinet. And when it comes to decluttering, it can mean many different things. Declutter the contacts on your phone, declutter the old files in the storage on the hard drive. Anything to do with releasing what is not serving you. If you can release 5%, 10%, you've just freed up the energy, the energetic space by that percentage for the universe to deliver where you are at right now, of what will support you now, not that heaviness holding you back.
I can so relate to this. Recently, I just did. I organized my closet recently, and I was like, I'm just gonna start from one drawer, and I ended up cleaning the whole closet, and I have like 2 full bags of like clothes that I'm gonna donate. But before, I couldn't find anything to wear, and then recently, it's been like 4 days that I did that. And I'm like, I can rock this. I can wear this. Oh, I have so much space. And I feel so good. So you're so right on start small. And I ended up cleaning the whole closet.
And you'll only know once you make that shift.
Yes.
You'll know. You'll feel it. You'll feel more alive. And that's energy serving you on where you needed to be right now.
Yeah. So true. And I was holding that off for the last like month and a half. So it definitely made an impact, positive impact. So thank you for sharing that. And I do want to talk about some misconceptions of Feng Shui. So I'm sure you come across some misconceptions of Feng Shui and energy healing. Are you able to kind of bring some examples? Because I'm sure people who are listening for the first time, they might have some, they might think this is just woo-woo and like, what do you mean I need to organize and that's going to make me feel better? So I'm sure there are some examples I can provide with your clients.
Yeah. So first I'll start, Simran, by sharing my own way of dealing with things or when I get approached.
Okay.
I am not here to change anybody's mindset.
Yes.
I am a true believer of when the universe gives somebody a nudge, I have to make myself available. Otherwise, if people believe that it is a certain thing, well, that's their belief system. There's many others waiting to be served. Having said that, classical Feng Shui is very much science-based. We work with numbers. It is not just black this or certain shape this.
Okay.
We work with where is the energy entering from. We work with the Lupon compass. Okay. Is the energy entering at 112.5? Is it entering at 215.7? Where is it entering at? What year did the roof go on? What is the square footage of the home? Who lives there? Their date of birth? and who lived there before.
Wow.
Okay, so there's a whole bunch of study that I do behind the scenes. When I go to deliver, of course, I keep it simple.
Yeah.
I show up with the binder, whether it's virtually or in person. Everything is color coded. Half your closet is falling in your wealth area, half of it's falling in your love and relationship area, or career, prosperity, new beginning, children. There's 9 sectors. But and the other thing I promise them is, don't let this overwhelm you. We are going to have fun. Instantly, they lighten up and we really do have a good time together. But my goal is to keep it simple and deliver that report. Having said that, there's a lot that happens behind the scenes for me to arrive at the remedies that they need according to the criteria that they presented. So it is not just superstition or any of the other things people might think, and you know, who sees results is based on their own belief system as well. I'm a guide. When the energy gives them a nudge, like I said, I make myself available. I'm a guide.
Yes.
Just like, let me use an example. If you were to go to a nutritionist, for example, and you've given up on the medical system, then now you're seeing somebody else, and they assess you as I will assess the space, and they give you their findings, and they are doing this with education and passion, and they know that it makes a difference in people's lives. But that person goes home and doesn't follow through any of it. Nothing is going to change.
That's true.
I am the guide. I have amazing clients that have seen great results.
Yeah.
But it is also my duty to instill that intention in that client. They have to place the remedies, water fountain, a small red night light or something for fire element. I'm giving an example. They have to place them with intention. Those are the clients that see the results.
Yeah. I love that. I think it all comes down to intention.
Yes.
Yeah. And thank you for clarifying that. I was just going to ask you, how do you address skeptics? So there you go. And any other simple and practical tips that you can provide to our listeners that we can use to create a more harmonious and energetically balanced environment in our house?
Yes, I always say, let's start with inviting the energy in first.
Okay.
Start by the front door. Make sure there's no clutter there. Make sure the house numbers are visible. Make sure the light bulbs aren't burnt out. Just that the mat is refreshed. We first have to welcome the energy in. So when I go into a home, I first assess the outside, inviting the energy in so that we can distribute it inside afterwards. And let's say that energy was on the street and there's 10 houses on the street. Energy is flowing. If we could see it, honestly, it would make my job so much easier. But it's not seen, it's felt. So energy is out there flowing freely. Which house is it going to go in? The one that's more inviting. It's really as simple as that. So invite it in, make sure that the door's opening freely, there's no obstruction, and then focus on the inside. Yeah. And then there's your basics, like you said, start with decluttering. Start with clearing the stagnant energy by opening doors and windows. Start with, releasing things that are not serving you. Old clothes, files, clutter, broken dishes, light bulbs. Don't make sure the door handles are functional. Make sure the plumbing's working 100%. Just easy to implement things. You will feel the difference, and after that, they'll be ready for a Feng Shui consultation.
Yeah. Thank you, Meena, for sharing that. I do want to talk about your manifesting class. I recently received your email, so I know you do teach about vision boarding, manifestation, energy healing, you name it. Can you tell us a little bit about your classes, and do you do this yearly? Is it like once a year thing, or do you do this often?
Yeah, that could be a topic on its own because I get really passionate.
We're definitely going to be doing another episode on manifestation.
Thank you for asking. It's something that I created on my own.
Yeah.
And we have seen amazing results. I was always a firm believer of vision boards.
Me too. Yeah.
And I've been using them ever since I can remember. And Then I got deep into Feng Shui years ago, and I thought, when it's meant to be, if there's 9 sectors in a home, there's an allocated area in a home or business for love and relationship. There's an allocated area for prosperity, one for health, one for children, new beginnings, creativity. Why would we not use that on a vision board? Why are we just cutting and pasting and putting things, and they're still surfacing? So once I created that, my clients are seeing amazing results.
Yeah.
I just did one in October, and that one was in September, sorry.
Okay.
That one was by request.
Okay.
Because people heard from others of the success they were having, and they wanted the same for themselves. Now we're heading into the new year. New year is when most people do vision boards.
Yeah.
So this one is already more than half sold out, and we just announced it 2 days ago officially. And I'm really excited.
Yeah.
And the exciting, what motivates me is the messages I wake up to. A week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months later. It's the messages I wake up to saying, since I've done my vision board, this, and this has surfaced.
Yeah.
That's what
and the intention behind it, right?
Of course.
Set with intention.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that. And I also always like to finish off the episode by asking, what inspires and motivates you every single day?
I think I've already shared that. I mean, you can just see this is my life's purpose.
Yeah.
This is my life's purpose.
I can feel that too.
I could get emotional about that. I truly feel the universe is delivering beautifully. Between my 2 offices, I have 93 reviews.
Wow.
Each one is 5-star. Each one is hard-earned.
Yes.
As in, I go all out.
Yeah.
So just on the discovery call today, I said, this is the process, this is the structure, this is the cost. And she said, well, that's awesome, but so how many hours will you be available for after? Will it be 1 hour? Will it be 1 phone call and then I'll have to pay extra? I said, no, I make myself available for as long as the client is interested.
Wow.
They ask the question, I make myself available. Those are the ones that I know are doing the work, are the ones that are asking questions.
Yeah.
All it takes me is to reply to them, and those are the clients that see beautiful results. So my heart is all in, and I will do this for as long as I can see.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing that, Meena. That was beautiful. And I just want to thank you, and I'm super grateful that you are here today and talking about energy healing, talking about Feng Shui. And we're definitely going to be doing another episode next year. We'll figure that part out, but I'm super excited to have you back on the show. And I'm just very thankful that we were able to do this.
Thank you. Like I said, any opportunity I get to get the word out, it's a blessing for me. So thank you.
Thank you. And before we go, could you actually tell us where can people find you?
Yes, we post regularly. We cross-post on Instagram and Facebook, Momentum Feng Shui. And our website is constantly updated. We do 2 blogs a month. My support team is great at sharing what I'm on a mission for. And our phone number. It's book a discovery call. I get those right. I had one today, as I mentioned. Our phone number is on the website. Would you like me to share that?
Yes, for sure. And I'll also be adding everything in the description below. But please share.
It's 236-886-1688.
Thank you, Meena. Make sure you guys give her a follow and give her a call.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Meena. And thank you, Enrich community, for tuning in. And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel, give us a follow, like us, comment below, and send us any questions that you may have. And I'm going to leave you with this, like I always do, sending you a lot of love and positive vibes. Until next time.